Hebrew perspectives. Um, what we'd like to do here today is to help you how to study the weekly Torah portion. All right, so we're going to help you how to study the weekly Torah portion. Now, when you begin studying, the weekly Torah portion, don't try to understand everything at once. The goal is not perfection. The goal is not perfection. The goal is connection, right? So it's all about connection. So start with a big picture. Each week's portion is called a parashah. That is a section. Parashah means section. It's a section of the Torah read by the Jewish people all over the world. Now, what I would suggest that you do is you read a short summary first so that you know what's happening in the story. As you know, we post, if you're new to Hebrew Perspectives, you'll see that we post the Aliyah, which is to go up the reading for each day. Now, next, go ahead and read the text over itself. Just read through it. Even read a few verses, just read a few verses at a time. And then it's also good to know once as you get going along, start trying to learn the Hebrew words and and it to help you. Go slowly. And this is why really each aliyah is it's not very big. Sometimes they're a little bit longer, but a lot of times they're shorter. This is on purpose. This is because there's so much wealth in just a short amount of what's being read. And again, when you dig into the Hebrew, you can really dig in and find some things. But you want to ask questions. You want to ask things like what's happening. You want to ask who is speaking. You want to ask questions like why does this matter? See, these are important questions to understand why you're reading you're studying the Torah portion. After that, look for an idea in there that you can take with you. Not 10 ideas, just one. Look for a lesson about God, about people, a lesson about how to live. Oftentimes, as new believers, many times we this is the part that we miss out on, the whole how to live. A lot of people are never taught how to live. Just accept, and then you're on your own. We're here to help you. Torah is not just information. Torah is instruction for life. That's why it's called Torah Chaim, instruction for life. Then, as you begin to do this, then start adding commentary. Now, this is an Art Scroll Chumash. The Art Scroll Chumash is very, very helpful. This is a must need. Okay. It's about 45, $50 when you go to artscroll.com. Tell them Hebrew Perspective sent you. Uh, Not really, but but it has what you need in here as far as when you start going through and you start looking for commentary. So you want some commentary that you can look at in order to help you understand what's going on. So as you look in here and you can see you have the Hebrew and the English, and then down on the bottom, verses are highlighted for you to look at the descriptions as to more is being elaborated and commentary on what is happening to help you to understand. But here's the thing, don't get lost in too many opinions. A standard one here, like in the Chumash, is there's Rashi. Okay, he was a 13th century Torah scholar. He is pretty straight across, what you would call um, on the top level, for what it reads, and he explains. All right, now, but again, don't get lost in too many opinions. Look for one clear explanation that helps you to understand what it is in your what it is that you're reading. Then then finally, the next question you need to ask, you need to bring in your life, you need to ask, what does this Torah portion teach me about how to act today? All right. Torah study is complete We're upholding Torah in our lives when it changes how we live, even in what would seem like a small and an insignificant way. Now, let's take us here to Parashah Shemini, which means eighth. That is our section, that is our portion this week. It describes a powerful and an emotional moment, the first official day of service in the tabernacle. Now, for some of you, you may have said, hey, wait a minute, I thought this one was for last week. Well, this week was in the middle of last week, started Pesach, and then it runs through into this week. When things like that happen, when special appointed times like Passover happen, the week is often repeated in order to keep everything in line as far as how studying goes. So oftentimes you get a little extra little bonus. So the readings that we post on the daily point at daily time, you can look at those Torah portion, the portion that you're supposed to do for that week, and you're going to look at it again. But more emphasis is put on the readings that we put out there for, like we put on for Pesach day 1, Pesach day 2, Passover day 3, Passover day 4. You understand, all right? So after 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 the official day of service in the tabernacle, in the Mishkan is Hebrew for tabernacle, after the 7 days of preparation, on the 8th day, Aaron and his sons begin serving as priests. The people are filled with anticipation. Moses instructs Aaron to bring offerings on behalf of himself and the nation. When everything is done exactly as God has commanded, something incredible happens. A fire comes down from heaven and consumes the offering on the altar. The people see this, and there is joy and there is awe, and they fall on their faces before God. But then the mood suddenly changes, because Aaron's 2 sons, Nadav and Avihu, they bring what the Torah calls a strange fire. This is where you get into the commentary, whereas there are several opinions as to what that strange fire was. But they all agree that it was something that God did not command. Another fire comes from heaven, but this time it consumes them, Nadav and Abihu. It's a very shocking moment. The Torah doesn't give a full explanation, but it teaches a powerful lesson. And that lesson is, coming close to God requires both passion and discipline. You see, good intentions alone are not enough. We must approach holiness in a way that God instructs. Now, what was Aaron's response is very striking in comparison to what happened. He remained silent. His silence reflects a very deep and complex faith, even in the face of tragedy. Aaron was known as a peacemaker. The portion then shifts to the laws that help the Jewish people live with holiness in everyday life. This is the stuff that we're looking for. One major section is about kosher and non-kosher animals. This is about what you can eat and what you cannot eat. What may and may not be eaten, right? So this teaches that holiness is not only in the temple, but it's also in our daily choices, even in something as basic as food. Remember, what did Adam and Eve get in trouble for? Eating something they shouldn't have, right? So this is important. So what's the portion? This portion ends with a key idea of what's going on here, and it's and Hashem, God says, "You shall be holy, for I am holy." We just heard all about what you can eat and what you cannot eat. Then he says, "You shall be holy, for I am holy." That's the connection. You want holiness in your life? It's not just for priests. It's not just for special moments. It's the calling for every person in every aspect of life. Now, in closing, we're helping you out here, learning how to study. And here's the Torah, and this is the Torah portion summary that we've given you. Parashah Shemini teaches us 2 balancing truths. On one hand, God invites us close. There is fire, there is connection, there is presence. But then, on the other hand, that closeness must be approached with humility and respect. Now, for someone who is new to Torah, this is an essential lesson. You don't need to have everything figured out. Just come close the right way, step by step, with sincerity and with a willingness to learn. And there you have it. Each week, we're going to try, Bezrat Hashem, God willing, to bring you a video like this to help you learn how to study for all those that are new. And then we will go over what the Torah portion summary is. And I hope the rest of your day is nothing but a blessing for you and those around you. God bless.